Vinny Tortorich here. Hey man, if you're a fan of Izzy, you might be a fan of me too. I'm the guy that gets people to lose a lot of weight. I have something free for you guys. This is no clickbait. Just go to VinnyTortorich.com and there's a big banner. It's a free PDF, how to lose weight. It's an intro guide to NSNG at VinnyTortorich.com. Go check it out exclusively for anyone who listens to Izzy Presley. Thank you.
Replay Guitar Exchange is your premier independent guitar store. Being independent is good. With all of the major brands, including new, vintage, and pre-owned, you can find the guitar, bass, amp, or accessory you are dreaming of. From vintage to the newest models, Replay Guitar Exchange can help you find that perfect piece. They have industry veteran expert staff, all players like you down to the owner. You aren't just getting a great guitar, you're getting the Replay difference. Find them online at replayguitar.com and find your dream guitar today.
Retro Arcade brings Minnesota and surrounding areas arcade games from the days gone by. All of those great games from pizza joints and arcades are available in cocktail units and custom machines. Dozens of favorites from your youth in one machine to complete your game room or man cave. Retro Arcade also sells and services your favorite pinball machines. Find them at facebook.com/80arcade. That's facebook.com/80arcade. Retro Arcade. Your youth is just one click away.
Hey ladies, Sass Pants Designs will take that rock shirt that everyone has and make it your own in a flattering, sassy, and simple way. There are one-of-a-kind tank tops, lace-up tees, and tube top dresses already in stock. Check out the online store at sasspantsdesigns.com and like Sass Pants Designs on Facebook for special offers and custom orders. That's sasspantsdesigns.com, sasspantsdesigns.com. Sass Pants will make you the envy of the party.
Would I listen to Izzy Presley? Ooh, not if he was the last disc jockey on earth, honey.
The unscripted, uncensored, loose cannon of commentary.
Why did you say that? Why? Why? You come out with stink like that? Poop. Your poop mouth. Poop out of your mouth.
See, son? Old legends never die. They just lose weight.
Like a legend and an out-of-work bum look a lot alike, Daddy.
I've got a midget friend, an albino friend, and another friend who thinks Lord of the Rings is real. Together we call ourselves the Unfuckables.
Quinton is in. Let the fun begin.
Party time.
God, you're an asshole, man.
Good evening, Hollywood. Good evening, world. Good evening, my loyal minions. It is good to see you, and as always, good to be seeing Izzy Presley. Your gas bag here. Right here. On episode number 2. That's right, folks. Episode number 2 of the Izzy Presley Show. What is the Izzy Presley Show? Why isn't this another effing podcast? Well, that's tomorrow night, folks. Izzy Presley Show is my chance to talk. Just me and you. Talk about stuff, talk about stories, talk about topics with you, the listeners. And hopefully I'm awake enough to do this. Izzy, it's 20 after 7 p.m. I know, I just woke up from a nap. I was going to do the show at 6. First I thought I was going to do it at 5. Then I thought I'll do it at 6. But I laid down for a nap about 4 o'clock. And that turned into, I'll do it at 5:30. I'll do it at 6. I'll do it at 6:30. Then I turned the alarm off and I woke up at 10 after 7. So here I am. It's 20 after 7. It is Monday, April 1st. Hey, it's April Fool's Day, everybody. Hey, everybody, what kind of April Fool's shenanigans did you pull? Yeah. Not here, pal. I don't like it. I don't like April Fool's Day. There's been some good ones. I mean, not today. I think everybody is... I'm sick of April Fool's Day. There's nothing ever good anymore. It's like, I remember when I was a kid. I was a teenager, early 20s. The good one that KQ92 played. They said they were taking the roof off the Metrodome. Everybody was excited because everybody wanted that to happen. And it turned out it was a big April Fool's Day joke. Hey, Scotty, how you doing? Scotty from Canada checking in. But yes, I agree. April Fool's Day sucks. And my buddy Chad from St. Cloud had this great post that I saw when I got home from working last night. And, of course, it was very early in the morning. Probably about 5 o'clock, 5:30. So it was April Fool's Day. It has already begun. And Chad wrote, I don't believe anything on the internet today. And my response to that is, don't believe anything on the internet ever. We all know how social media is. It's a brag post. It's some people call it face brag. And people use it to kind of blind people to what their life is really like. Hey, look at how great this is. Look at how awesome this is. This is great. My life is awesome. It is stellar. And it's awesome. And deep down inside, we know it really sucks. I know, I'm guilty of it. But, you know, I got to keep that cheery face going. And use it to promote. If I didn't have to use it to promote as much as I did, I probably wouldn't be on it as much as I am. And I am on Facebook a lot. Scotty, you know this. Everybody knows this. I'm what one would call an over poster. But it happens. You know, I see shit that's funny. I share it. If I'm in a bad mood, something went wrong, I need to vent, I share it. But I try to make it funny. Like, end it with, I like boobs. But I tend not to believe anything that's on the internet, especially when it comes to headlines and stories. And we're going to talk about that later. And how it relates to Trump Derrangement Syndrome. Oh, thank you, Scotty. I love yours, too. Scotty checking in saying, I love the post, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's all about trying to be entertaining. But we're going to talk about fake news, and how it relates to Trump Derrangement Syndrome. And I think the biggest one lately has been the Special Olympics one. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a story out of Phoenix. I believe this college is in Phoenix. It's the Sarah Lawrence College. $50,000 a year, or actually no, not a year, a semester. So it's $100,000 a year to go to this. And this took place on March 11th is when this was posted on their website, on the college website. I will post that when we get to it. These kids have lost their fucking minds. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to go down there. We're going to do the highlights of their list of demands because it is fucking ridiculous. This is the society that we have created. This is the society that these college kids have created for themselves. And it's our fault. Because of not saying no, because of everybody getting a trophy, all that shit. So this is what we've discovered, and I found out about it because I listened to Corolla, and I was getting caught up on Corolla shows last night, and they were talking about this, and I'm losing my fucking mind. Vinny Tortorich is losing his fucking mind. Vinny Tortorich will be back on the show, folks. I believe his documentary called Fat, he said it should be out in June is what it's looking like. It's more of a movie than a documentary, but it's I cannot wait to see it. He did it along with Peter Pardini, who did the Chicago documentary, the band, not the city. So they will both be in studio either in May or June, close to the release date. And I just found out yesterday, my good buddy, my very first big name in studio guest, Mr. Billy Vera, will be returning. He has a brand new record coming out called Timeless, and I'm rather excited to check that out. So Billy is coming in studio on a very special Wednesday afternoon show. Billy's Billy's a little long in the tooth. It's a little long in the tooth. I think he was 45 in the early 80s when he had his number one hit. And Billy's had an amazing, amazing life and career. And you need to go back and listen to that first episode that he was on. I've reposted it many times. I've replayed the interview a few times just because it's great. It's like that one and the Kotzen interview. Those are the two that I tend to go back to just because, well, the Kotzen one, Kotzen was my most listened to episode. So I get around to reposting that and replaying that every once in a while when I can't do a show. So next Wednesday at noon, that would be the 10th of April, Billy Vera will be in studio, a very special noon show. And I know a lot of people can't listen live at noon, but most of the listens come via streams and plays and downloads. So the select few that listen live are able to get in and ask questions. And Billy's story is amazing. And I actually just started listening to his book on tape. If you go to audible.com and sign up for a 30-day trial, you get like 1 or 2 free books. And listen to Billy's. Wow. Because he narrates it himself. He does voiceover stuff and acting and all this kind of stuff. So he's got a great voice for it. Oh, I got to turn up this fan a little bit. It's a little toasty in here, ladies and gentlemen. But make sure you hit up all the social media at Real Izzy Presley all the way across the board. Find out everything I'm doing entertainment wise, what I'm eating. So that's Facebook, Instagram, and the Twitter machine. Then of course the show page, which is another Evan podcast. But Izzy, this is the Izzy Presley show. Yeah, I know. I figured it'd be smart just to keep it under the realm of the another effing podcast, because I don't know if I posted this as a separate show that I would have to get more subscribers for it on Instagram, or not Instagram, on iTunes. So I figured this is the best way to do it. So here it is, the Izzy Presley show every Monday evenings, 7 o'clock, and then Tuesday nights is the big show. The mother show, the interview show, another effing podcast. Returning to the show tomorrow night, a man by the name of Earl Skakel. Earl's a comedian. He developed the show Roast Battle with Jeff Ross. He was a regular on the HBO series I'm Dying Up Here. Does one of the voices in The Jellies, which is a cartoon, I believe, on the Cartoon Network. They're nighttime shows. And Earl's a funny guy. And Earl was actually part of the show we did on Thursday night at the Grafton. Our very first Punchlines and Backlines. It's a fun show. 6 comics. Craig Gass, Earl Skakel, 5 other great comics. So there was 7 comics. And or was there just 6? No, there was just 6. My bad. And Courtney Cronin Dold hosts it, and I'm just kind of like another extra host. And we had Jason Christopher from Prong, who's a former guest on the show, who's hilarious as the featured musical guest. And Jason did an acoustic set, and he also did a stand-up set. His first time doing stand-up ever, and that's kind of the fun of the show. So we're doing that the last Thursday of every month at the Grafton on Sunset, on the Sunset Strip. It's a fun show. And Soundcheck Live will be returning next month. Ferlazzo right now is in Japan, ladies and gentlemen. Ferlazzo is in Japan and performing with Avril. So that's why there is no Soundcheck Live this month. I got all excited. Not that not that you want Ferlazzo to be gone, but when Ferlazzo's not there, I don't think I've been at a show that Ferlazzo hasn't been a part of. I think there's been one show where he wasn't there. Soundcheck Live. I think he's missed one, but this time they decided to scrap it, and it'll be back next month. So that's cool. And I'm a happy fat man today. I know last week I talked about no sugar, no grain, and I was diving back into it and how it's not easy, and it is not easy. And that lasted all of a few hours as I was talking about. I'm doing this intermittent, is that how it's said? Intermittent fasting. I'm only eating once a day. And at night, like right before I go to work. But then I get hungry and I hit a goddamn drive-thru. It happens. But my problem is, oh, she's pretty. Yeah, she's cute. Sorry, watching the first 48. There's actually an attractive white girl on there. Oh, I think I've seen this episode. But the problem is I'm in this routine. And when you drive Lyft 6 nights a week, this week it's going to be 7 nights. Rent's due. Got to get taxes done. And so I went to get the registration updated on my BMW that's been sitting up front of this house for 2 years. And a couple of weeks ago, they were filming in our cul-de-sac. I'm like, fuck. All the cars have to be off the street. Son of a bitch. Why are you watching Raw, Scotty? Oh, it's been so bad. I can't wait for the AEW, the one that Jericho's part of. I can't wait for that one. That one's going to be more like old school wrestling. I kind of want to start getting into New Japan, too. I keep forgetting about it now that we're able to watch it. So I had to get this goddamn car moved. So I had it towed to this new mechanic. It's right down the street. And got it fixed. It runs great. Like, sweet. But I can't legally drive it because the tags are 2 years overdue. 2 years expired. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll go down to the DMV and I will get one of those, you can get a permit to drive it for the day. All right, it's like $50 or whatever. I'll go down, I'll do that, and then I can go get the smog check done. That's the big thing that's holding me back is a smog check. Goddamn check engine lights on. So I go down there right away in the morning. I'm like, all right, let's get this taken care of so I can get the smog check done. Then I'll come back in a couple days and I'll pay for the tags. And she's like, well, you have to pay us $823. I'm like, excuse me? Say that into my good ear. $823. 2 years past due on it's like $230 or something, $280 per year. Plus late fees and blah, 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 blah. But there's also 2 tickets. 2 fix-it tickets. And those fix-it tickets now, instead of $25, are more. So I am at a grand total of $823. So that's what I'm trying to do with working 7 nights a week this week. I got to get that done because I want to drive that BMW. I like having the fact that I have a work car for the job that I hate and a car that I want to be seen in public in. Izzy, why don't you sell it? Trust me, I've thought about selling it. But then you're driving that Prius and you pull up to this hot chick on like a motorcycle. She's driving a motorcycle. And you can't flirt because she's like tougher than you because she's driving a motorcycle and you're in a fucking Prius. They are not manly cars, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, literally, you pull up to a hot blonde in one of those pink Volkswagens, those pink Barbie Volkswagens with the eyelashes and the whole 9 yards, still a manlier car than your Prius. 4-year-old girl on a tricycle with fricking a pink tricycle with those ribbons coming out of the frickin' handlebars, still manlier than your Prius. And I love driving that BMW. It is frickin' sick. I just have to get it. I have to get it legal. Just one, because I love driving it because it's a fucking BMW, and 2, well. So it doesn't cost me any more. I want to drive it up to Vegas. Oh, I love driving that car. Oh, God. If you've never driven a Beamer, man, they are freaking sweet. I freaking love it. So, I woke up today. Check out beateramplification.com. And get yourself one of those goddamn heads. Those things are amazing. 100 watts, testicular fortitude. Pull 2 tubes, you got yourself a 50. Hand-wired, hand-built. 3 amazing, amazing channels. Check them out, Beater Amplification. So I wake up, it's April Fool's, and I'm scrolling through Facebook, waiting for Days of Our Lives. And Days of Our Lives starts, because, I have priorities. And I see this post from Top the Tater. And if you're not familiar with Top the Tater is it's a sour cream and onion and chive dip. It's a sour cream thing that, they originally made it for putting on baked potatoes. But back home, we call it Minnesota crack. You can only get it in the upper Midwest, much like Michelob Golden Light. And I see this post from Top the Tater says, this is no joke. For a very limited time only, you can get this all over the United States. I'm like, bullshit. There's no way. At Aldi stores all over the United States. And I'm like, there's no way. This can't be real. And I see pictures of people checking in with their Top the Tater all over the country. I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. There's got to be a fucking Aldi around me. So I Google it. And Lord behold, there are 2 Aldis within 16 miles. Both of them are about 15, 16 miles away. So I picked there's one in Altadena and there is one in Alhambra. And my thoughts were, fuck it, I'll go to the one in Alhambra, then I'll go check out Grill 'em All, because I haven't been there in a while. Well, that didn't happen. But I did go to the one in Alhambra. And I'm looking for it in the, where it would be. Nothing. I'm like, son of a bitch. And it's a small grocery store. I don't know what they're like back home, because I've never been in an Aldi before. It's a lot cheaper than a lot of your run-of-the-mill grocery stores. But it was a nice store. I mean, it was brand new. It was nice in there. It wasn't like a dirt mall like the place the Food for Less I used to go in Highland Park. But it was really nice in there. And I was looking where they have the sour cream and the cottage cheese and all that shit, and the sour cream and chive dip and shit like that. Nothing. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I showed the video to one of the workers. He's like, well, if this is going to show up, it'll be here tomorrow. And you have to look in this special place over there. And he pointed it out. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I looked at this dude that was standing there. Like, that guy looks familiar. Like, all right, cool. Appreciate your help. I walk over, and there it is. There is a case of Top the Tater. And, of course, I got a fat guy boner. Because there is Top the Tater. I'm like, God damn it. Now I have to buy 2 of them. Not helping the diet, ladies and gentlemen, which has been extremely broken since last week. My vice is Monster Energy. And it's not just it's not just any Monster Energy. It's a specific one. It is the Mango Local Juice. I'm addicted to this. I had 3 of these things last night. This is why I'm fat, ladies and gentlemen. This last run of cruises, I had no energy drinks. I lost weight. Not sure how much. Plus, a lot of walking helps. But, the neck thinned out. I didn't look like a big fatty with 4 necks. You could actually see my chin. It was cool. So that's my vice. And I'm like, I got to stop drinking these things. And I know goddamn well tonight, when I leave for work, it's the first thing I'm going to do is stop and get one of those. I've already had one today. Because when you're addicted to sugar, you wake up and you just have this taste in your mouth. And it's your mouth. It's like it's begging for it. It's like Little Shop of Horrors. Feed me. That's what it's like. It's like begging for it. It wants more. It's an addiction. I have a full-blown sugar addiction. And I have a full-blown addiction to these Mango Loco juices that Monster puts out. I mean, full-blown addict. I mean, I'm jonesing for one right now. I'm drinking a LaCroix water right now because I have these delusions of grandeur that I'm not going to be able to not drink it. And this is the problem with the cycle that I'm in, having to drive Lyft. You get in your car and it's the exact same goddamn thing every night. All right, I'll get one of those. Because I need something to sip on, and LaCroix water goes flat. That doesn't go flat because it's a juice. And then you get a bag of chips. Blah, 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 blah. So anyways, I've got these 2 tubs of Top the Tater, which I got to use up. You know, that shit's not going to stay good forever. It's a dairy product. So, of course, I buy a bag of fucking Munchies. You know, the ones that have pretzels and Cheetos and Doritos and Sun Chips in them. Goes great with Top the Tater. You just go, it's like a fucking scoop shovel. They call it Minnesota crack for a reason. Because it's goddamn delicious. So I polished off almost a full one of those this afternoon. And I bought the Munchies at this old school candy and pop shop in Highland Park on my way back. Bought a Dad's root beer. They have all these like root beers from all over the country. I got myself a Dad's root beer. And I bought myself a cream soda as well, because I've developed this taste for vanilla cream soda at this cheesesteak shop right down the road that I like going to, called Philly's Best. It is delicious. But they've got this cream soda, this vanilla cream soda that they fly in from Philadelphia, or gets delivered here from Philadelphia. You can only get in Philly and at this place. And these chips. Part of my addiction. It's not good. It's not good. And, so yeah, I got that. But, so anyways, this dude that was at Aldi, I'm like, that guy is that him? He gets on the phone. I'm like, God, is that the voice? Then I Google him. Like, Google him now. It's like, yep, that's him. It's Newman. Yes, Wayne Knight from Seinfeld was in the Aldi in Alhambra shopping, and I walked by him. I'm like, are you Wayne? He's like, yeah, I am. I'm like, oh, God damn it. I have to be that guy. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, can I bug you for a picture? He's like, no, absolutely. So I got my picture with Newman today. So I'm a happy fat guy. I'm a happy, disgruntled fat guy. I'm disgruntled with myself. And it's all Top the Tater's fault. Because if they wouldn't have posted that goddamn video proclaiming that Top the Tater is available nationwide for a very limited time, one shipment that became available on March 27th. And so now I have 2 things of Top the Tater. Yes. Okay. Application's done. Completed before the Skype call. Print out the ABCs attached to the email. I just got an email. I have a Tribute to Ace Frehley has an audition tomorrow for a TV game show. It's going to be myself and Chad Stewart and Alex Kane. Sorry, I was reading that on the air. I just had to check that over really quick. Pardon me. So yeah, that's how my day started. And unfortunately, because that happened, I was supposed to go to the post office today. I have 2 T-shirts to send out. So that'll be happening tomorrow. So Lisa and Tony, your T-shirts, your pics, and your stickers will be in the mail tomorrow. Pardon me. But that also means, ladies and gentlemen, If you go to the page, you can find the link. Should be pinned to the top. The eBay link. There is 19 shirts left. If you want one of the official Izzy Presley Monsters of Rock Cruiser Jam shirts, there's like 19 left. Go ahead and order one, and I'll ship it out tomorrow. I'll throw some guitar picks in for you. And, yeah, there you go. And I've got comments coming in from this top potato thing. Let me see. Because this just gives me a fat guy boner. Izzy, you've been talking for 28 minutes now. You haven't said anything. Oh, Nikki. Let's see. Let's see. I got it at the LD in Alhambra. Look for the LD Fines sign. And actually, one of the guys that was stocking a shelf there, I told him about. He's like, God damn it, I got to try that now. So, yeah, but there's that. But we should actually talk about something important. One of the reasons I do the shows is I can talk about stories, and I'm posting this right now on the show page on another effing podcast. I bet you just Scotty is listening right now. Oh, we got 7 people listening. There you go. Wonder how many lasted this long, me talking about nothing. Which kind of fit in with the Seinfeld story. Show about nothing. I'm talking about nothing. Oh, All right, so I'm posting this link right now on the show page, on the Another Effing podcast page. And you can feel free to go ahead and chime in and leave comments on this, or you can comment right here. Oops, might help if I do this and copy the link. It's amazing radio, folks. Okay, there we go. There we go. Talking about this now. Okay, this comes from the SarahLawrencePhoenix.com. So this is actually on the website for the college. This is what we've created, kids. There's a big banner that says, "We demand better," hashtag SLC50, hashtag 2019 sit-in, hashtag 50 years of fame. Apparently, this college used to be extremely segregated. 50 years ago? 50 plus years ago? I think the segregation ended 50 years ago is kind of what I'm taking from this. So the students, and this comes from March 11th, the Diaspora Coalition entered Westlands for a 24-hour occupation. So these kids sat there for 24 hours, and I hope they got nothing that they asked for. Because reading their list of demands, this is exactly what we've created with a society of not telling your kids no. This is exactly what we've created with participation trophies. And Corolla also stated that this is what we've created by not using the phrase, "because I said so." Because now you're friends with your kids instead of parents. So because I said so doesn't really work. This is what timeouts have created, and this is where we are. And I'm just going to go through some of the highlights of this, because this is a long list of demands that these kids want. Now, keep in mind, these kids come from fairly well-off homes. It is $100,000 a year to go to this college, which seems to be a very small college, because I have never heard of this place before. Under the headline, Housing Accommodations and Accessibility. Number 1, Sarah Lawrence must commit to actualizing the value of that housing is a human right. The college must provide winter housing to students at no charge. The housing must include a communal kitchen with dry goods from the food pantry available for all students. Okay, so now you want free housing and free food. In the extreme case that housing cannot be provided to students during break due to a housing probation, the school must provide a list of local, low-cost, free, and or accessible housing options for the students. Yeah, about that. Go fuck yourselves. When I worked at the car wash, when I was in college, when I worked at the bar, when I was a bartender, all the college kids that worked with me were driving like Velaris and had roommates, lived off campus, or lived in the dorms. And in those dorms, you have to pay for the dorms. You have to pay for your own food. You have to pay for everything. That's part of growing up and being an adult. And going to college, and college kids didn't have money. They had to work. Okay? Okay. Number 2. The college will designate housing with a minimum capacity for 30 students of color that is not contingent on the other students expending any work or labor for the college. The housing option will be permanent and increase in space and size based on interest. All campus laundry rooms are to supply laundry detergent and softener on a consistent basis for all students, faculty, and staff. Okay, so they want free housing, free food, and free laundry already. They make these things called laundromats. You go down there with a couple bucks and change and you do your laundry. Okay, it's called being an adult. Food security and accessibility. Jesus Christ. Sarah Lawrence must commit to actualizing the value that no student go hungry. The college must commit to devising a food plan where every student has access to, at minimum, 2 meals a day, including weekends, school breaks, and days where the college is closed due to weather. When dining options are closed on campus, the college must provide free meals for students staying on campus, including vegetarian, gluten-free, vegan, halal, and kosher options. So now they want free meals all day long. A commitment that no student goes hungry includes graduate students and students that live off campus. The college will design meal plans for graduate and off-campus students based on need. Well, the way you make it sound is that all students need free food. Instead of, working and earning money to go out and buy food and buy ramen. That's what you live on when you're a college kid. It's part of growing up that these kids do not fucking realize. It's part about what's going to happen when you kids get out in the frickin' real world. You want free housing again? They must bow. They must bow to Bernie Sanders. Because he wants to give everybody free shit, along with what's-her-lips, that fucking idiot from New York. The college must ensure that students can share and transfer meal swipes and or use multiple within the same dining period. So basically, if you go up and get your free food, you should be able to get up and go get more free food. Oh my God. These kids, these fucking kids. The college will support the food sharing place and institutionalize it as a food pantry. The food pantry will get permanent location in the Barbara Walters oh my God, a Barbara Walters campus center? Jesus Christ. No wonder this place is fucked. The college will include students currently organizing around food security in the discussions for these developments. Okay, kosher halal kitchen. First generation, low income students. That's why they make funds. That's why they make yeah, Scotty's saying, seriously, what the fuck? Talk about a life education failure. It's true. It is true. And let's see. They might be assessed by students. They want everything. Now, they're also demanding that they can say what kind of faculty is hired. It's no longer best person for the job. No, because that's not fair. Apparently being the best person for the job is not fair. Faculty, diasporic studies. Students of color should not be forced to resort to racist white professors. Okay, see, there's a statement right there where you're calling somebody a racist just because they're white, and there's your fucking red flag problem right there. This is the mentality that has been pounded into these kids because of what we're going to talk about later, Trump derangement syndrome. All white people are racist. Why? Well, because they're white. Well, that's a pretty racist statement. In order to have access to their own history, it is crucial that college offer courses taught about people of color by people of color, so the students may engage in and produce meaningful work that represents them authentically. So being a professor, studying your entire life about something, but because you're a white person or an Asian person and you're not a person of color, or you're a Mexican, Latino, they call it Latinx in here because, genders, that you can't legally know about African roots. You can't study that and learn everything there is to know about it because you're not an African American. That's racist as well. We demand there be new tenured faculty of color, at least 2 African diasporic studies, 1 Asian American studies, 1 Latinx, fuck you, diasporic studies, and 1 indigenous native people studies. We demand that there be at least 3 more courses offered in American diasporic studies taught by black professors. We demand that the college offer classes that embody intersectionality as defined by Kimberly Williams Crenshaw and address the racial diversity of the LGBTQ plus community instead of centering whiteness. This whole thing is racist. This whole thing right there, this whole thing about the faculty is racist. And this is what... I'm so glad I'm not a kid nowadays. Oh my God. This is the generation that we are leaving this country to. I'm not going to lie, I don't want to live to be 90. I don't want to live in an era of these people trying to run things. Because it is literally going to suck. We demand the college provide support at least 1 new black therapist, 1 new Asian therapist, and 1 new Latinx therapist. We demand all students have access to unlimited therapy sessions through health and wellness. We demand the college provide transportation to the students with weekly therapy in the Westchester area. So not only you want free food, you want free housing, you want you're demanding that you can, as students, tell a private business who they can't hire, and now you want free therapy and transportation getting to that therapy. We demand the college faculty facilitate annual diversity training. Fuck you. This is why we're doomed, folks. This is why we're doomed. Funding, scholarships for students of color. Yeah, everybody has those. The program should include one, house of the students together in their first year. Offer a stipend of at least $500 per semester for each student. So now you want to get paid. Now you want to get paid to go to college. And so you want free college. You want to get paid like it's your job. Provide a free standard meal plan. And plan outings and workshops through the academic year. Yeah, all colleges do that shit. The college will provide a set budget of at least $500 per semester to 1. Black student unions, Asian student unions, Latino student unions, Indigenous student unions, LGBTQ plus student unions, including QPOC. What the fuck is that? Disabled student unions, first generation student unions, and international student unions. The student body will in no way pay for these funds. Isn't it, if you're going to be part of a group, a student union, aren't you supposed to pay for that, to fund it? No, we want you guys to pay for it. Indigenous land acknowledgement. We demand Indigenous land acknowledgement in all orientation and commencement ceremonies, in addition to permanent land acknowledgement page on both MYSLC and the Sarah Lawrence website. These pages must also include a list of resources for local tribes. We demand that the college respond to our demands within a detailed timeline of when the demands will be met. So you're telling me that you're going to sit there on your little 24-hour sit-in and demand everything for free? I want a lot of shit for free. Everybody wants free shit. But that's not the world we live in. This is not a socialist country. This is a democratic republic. This is not a pure democracy. This is a democratic republic. This is a land built on capitalism. The reason this land is so good, the reason this country has been so great for all these years, is because of the democratic republic and capitalism. You don't want that. Protection for students. The college work study employees will respect students. Oh my God. Pardon me. I need a sip. This is just fucking ridiculous. And the web, SarahLawrencePhoenix.com. Now, wait, I'm assuming this is not the actual. This is not the actual. This has got to be news, features, opinions. This has got to be like a newspaper for it. The Phoenix. Oh, it's called the Phoenix. So maybe it's not in Phoenix. This has got to be out east. This is ridiculous. Scotty says, this is the same college that called their college racist because it's too pricey. They literally said that, Scotty? They literally said that? Fuck these kids. Seriously. Fuck these kids. All right. We're going to take a break. I need to liquefy my throat. Sorry, I just woke up. I'm trying to have a good show. This is why I don't host a fucking morning show, folks. So we'll be right back. It's the Izzy Presley Show. Right here. Via another effing podcast. Rockwood Saloon Authentic Apparel takes rock and roll fashion to a new level. with their tees and tanks for men and women. They also make custom shirts, jackets, vests, pants, hoodies, beanies, and more. The Rockwood Graphics Department can design anything from your logo, t-shirt design, promo posters, band swag, and printed at great prices. From tour shirts and custom stage gear to killer threads for the street to the stage, Rockwood Saloon has it all. Rockwood Saloon, authentic rock and roll apparel for stage and street. World tour tested for quality, comfort, style, and durability. Check them out at www.rockwoodsaloon.com. That's rockwoodsaloon.com.
If you need to promote your band or business, or just want to stylize, personalize, or customize your ride, check out vid-decals.com. Want to create and customize your own stickers representing your band, or make your own bumper sticker? Vid Decals can do it. All stickers are printed on quality vinyl and can be placed on any flat surface. Stickers are an affordable way to promote your band or business. Go to vid-decals.com to get started. That's vid-decals.com. vid-decals.com.
RockstarLeatherworks.com is your home for badass rock and roll gear. Featuring 100% handmade leather bands, watches, cuffs, bracelets, and more, Rockstar Leatherworks has something for everybody. Whether you are going to the show or you are in it, you can find something to fit your needs. Choose from a variety of designs or create your own masterpiece. Their bands and watches are second to none. They also ship internationally. Who needs a stage to be a rock star? Check out RockstarLeatherworks.com.
Hey, what's going on? This is Tom Arnold. I like fat women and cocaine. And you're listening to Izzy Presley here on another fucking podcast. And I know Izzy from Cocaine Anonymous meetings. I've actually seen him at the meetings with Ace Von Johnson from, I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but Ace has got a bad coke problem. And his sponsor is Josh Todd from, and again, I shouldn't say this out loud, but Josh is his sponsor for Buck Cherry. He's addicted to upskirt porn. And they're both being sponsored by the Eagles. The whole band, the Eagles. Anyways, another fucking podcast right here with Izzy Presley, and call your sponsor. Fucking A.
I keep forgetting to change that. Ooh, I think I have to shit. Make sure you hit up John Palumbo Design, johnpalumbodesign.com. We love us some John Palumbo here at Another Effing Podcast. You need a band logo. You need a what else do you need? Website design. Anything, John Palumbo Design, and John Palumbo will get you guys taken care of. All right, so I posted this next story. This comes from KTLA.com. And people in California are losing their fucking minds because we could run out of avocados. Yes, folks. They're not worried about border security. They're not worried about any of that stuff. They hate the president. A lot of people hate the president, even though he's doing a job, doing a great job. It's not perfect. Says some stupid shit. Shouldn't be on Twitter as much as he is, but he is what he is. But I think he's been doing a great job. Not worried about border security. They're worried about, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, running out of avocados in 3 weeks if Trump closes the southern border, a grower says. This comes from KTLA 5, KTLA.com. If President Trump decides to shut down the border with Mexico this week, it would affect access to avocados in the United States. According to one grower in the U.S., would run out of avocados in 3 weeks if that happens. Steve Bernard, president and chief executive of Mission Produce, told Reuters, "You couldn't pick a worse time of year because Mexico supplies virtually 100% of the avocados in the U.S. right now. California is just starting, and they have a very small crop. But they're not relevant right now and won't be for another month or so." Reuters reports that according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, nearly half of all imported U.S. vegetables and 40% imported fruit are grown in Mexico. However, Forbes says people shouldn't worry too much about running out of avocados, as U.S. also gets it from California, Peru, and Florida. Sweltering heat wave last year damaged some of California's crop, which has just started popping up in stores. Last week, the president threatened to close the border. Mexico does not halt illegal immigration. He tweeted, and I quote, Mexico must use its very strong immigration laws to stop the many thousands of people trying to get into the USA. Our detention areas are maxed out, and we will take no more illegals. The next step is to close the border. This will also help us with stopping the drug flow from Mexico. You can't argue with them. Love him or hate him. You cannot argue with him. And that's what people forget about. They forget about facts. They see headlines and they lose their fucking minds. Trump derangement syndrome has caused people to lose their fucking minds. Full blown minds lost. And here's an example. Here is an example, folks. Special Olympics. You know when that happened? Like a week ago, the news broke. Trump hates the Special Olympics. He's cutting all funding. That sounds pretty bad. But instead of reading headlines, and this is what I always say, take a deep breath. How does it affect you? And step back. And learn. Read and learn. It's very important, folks. Learning facts instead of losing your fucking mind over headlines. And this is a perfect example. If you would have read the articles, and because they don't report the shit on CNN, they just report what they want you to hear because they hate President Trump. If you would have read the article, if you would have done your research and found out the absolute truth about the Special Olympics is, the Special Olympics is a privately funded organization. The government gives them, $17 million a year? That is a small fraction of the money that is generated by the Special Olympics. The Special Olympics generate, by donations and private funding, in 1 year, well over $100 million. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. Because of the headlines, because of the reporting about it, they want you to think that this is all funded by the government. And the Special Olympics is a very special thing. It's a very important thing. But they want you to think that it's all funded by the government, and that big, mean, Cheeto-looking guy with the bad hair, he looks like a Cheeto, is taking away all the money, and there's not going to be a Special Olympics. That is not true. The truth about the Special Olympics is it is a privately funded organization. They do amazing work, and they generate well over $100 million a year to put the Special Olympics on. And I guarantee that money that has been cut from the budget, the $17 million, which is like a drop in the pan compared to what they generate, has already been made up by people who hate President Trump. That is just another example of Trump derangement syndrome. People lose their fucking minds. It's got to stop. Look, you cannot like him. That's fine. You have that right. We, as a free country living in a democratic republic, have the right to disagree with our leader. That's part of living in a free country. We have the right to talk about it. But the thing that we have to remember if we're talking about it, if you're talking about stuff that you disagree with, have your facts ready. Not facts that you want to believe, Your feelings are not facts. I'm going to say that again. Your feelings are not facts. This goes back to that story that we were talking about last segment at the college. That's all feelings. I feel. Yeah, you feel. What do the facts support? What do the numbers support? What does history support? That's what we have to get back to, facts. And that's one of the things that we don't worry about anymore. We rely on headlines and clickbait and losing your fucking mind. That's why we're fucked. That's one of the reasons I wish I did not have to be on social media so I didn't have to fucking deal with this shit. But I have to be. I have to look for stories. I have to do this kind of stuff so I can do this show. And I love the fact that now I have this outlet, which I could not do on Monsters of Rock Radio, where I could talk about stories like this. The only person I answer to is myself. And I love having that luxury. Look, you don't have to agree with me. That's fine. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to agree with me. Just don't come at me with feelings. Come at me with facts. Hell, I'll debate anything with you. You want to sit here and debate hunting. You want to sit here and I'll defend. I will defend big game hunting. I'll defend it. Because your argument is your feelings. But those animals, it's not about the animals. It is for a lot of these countries, that is income. That's how these countries survive. Also, the fact that hunting is a way of controlling populations and feeding people. But Harambe and Cecil the lion. Well, the guy made a mistake. But you can feel all heartbroken over an animal you never met in your life. But the fact is, that animal, that lion, probably fed that entire village for 2 weeks. Think about that. This is one of the ways that these people eat. This is how these people make money. They're not making money off of tourism. Nobody has money there, much like Lyft drivers. In those countries, nobody has money. The only way that they have money is by Rich Whitey coming in and shooting a lion or a zebra, controlling the population. That's one of the main reasons for hunting, is population control. Scotty, imagine in Canada if deer hunting wasn't allowed. You know how those things reproduce. They're like fucking rabbits. Drive through Wisconsin in the summertime. There's a fun game I like to play called Count the Dead Deer Carcasses. Because you will literally drive across the state of Wisconsin and you will see at least 30 dead deer on the side of the road. Why? Because they get hit. Because there's so goddamn many of them. Scotty says, could be worse. You guys could have our Muppet of a Prime Minister. Ha! Yeah, but you guys got the good hockey up there. Oh, God, we got comments. Let's see. Comments on the page. Tom checking in. I don't know if he's actually listening. And he just says Z. like he's snoring, like he's sleeping. But I had a good rant about it. Yeah, commenting on the avocado thing. And it goes back to Trump derangement syndrome. They're not worried about national security. They're worried about that big mean Cheeto in charge of the United States. And now we won't be able to get our avocados. We have worse things to worry about, especially here in California. The homeless population is out of fucking control. There is garbage. Oh my God, I drop people off downtown and it is just, every street is filled with tents and garbage. And people shitting on the sidewalk and pissing on the side. It's disgusting. Scotty checking in. Oh brother, it's like trying to talk to somebody about the seal hunt. The population growth affects our fishing industry. Too many seals means less fish, but the folks only see the baby seals. Yeah, that's an excellent point. That is a very excellent point. Population control affects everything. I've never even looked into that, Scotty. You just see the baby seals. Once again, people worried about their feelings more than they were worried about facts. Well, folks, it is 8:24. Scotty, I appreciate you checking in. I appreciate you commenting and having a great conversation. And we'll see you tomorrow night with Earl Skakel. Hold on, let me hit my outro music. Sorry if I was a little off my game tonight. I did my best. I kind of woke up in the second half of the show. Tomorrow night, Earl Skakel will be on the show. He's a comedian. He's an actor. Voiceover. Very, very funny guy with a great story. And basically, we're going to talk about wrestling and Rat for an hour and Kiss. He has an 80s Kiss geek, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Next Wednesday at noon, Billy Vera live in studio. Excited for that one. And of course, we'll do another Izzy Presley show next Monday night. I promise not to be just waking up and wiping out the eye cheese, and I'll be more like I am now instead of like I was at the beginning of the show. Izzy struggling. Hit that eBay link. Shipping out t-shirts tomorrow. You can have your very own Izzy Presley official Monsters of Rock Cruise Cruiser Jam 2019, the Under the Covers shirt. Follow, like, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Tell me how great I am. If you want to support the show, you absolutely can. Izzy Presley at yahoo.com is your PayPal. We'll see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. California time, for another fucking podcast. Don't forget, what I lack in talent, I do make up for in cock.